Cheers.
Cheers. Well, it's that time again. I'm Annie,
And I'm Susan.
and this is Two Friends, One Chat, Season 2, and it's gonna be a good
Guys,
episode.
It's a great season so far.
Dude, yeah, we hit it deep, man. Yeah, it's like we
Man,
just,
out of the park.
out of the gate, hitting it hard.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. And this is gonna be another one.
Well, it's not gonna be a hard.
That's true. That's true. I guess it's going to be super easy for me because
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about social mapping and like
Yes.
social circle mapping. And this is like one of my favorite things. And if you want to follow along, go to our Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see the social circles that we're going to use and talk about today.
Yes, from when Annie did hers in season 1.
Yes.
And today we're gonna look at mine.
Yes. And if you want, you can go back to season 1 and listen to that too.
Yeah.
But this is a super helpful exercise. So this is going to help you understand, especially in the time of COVID. We had to get very, very creative, right? But
Yes.
people need supports. And what we've learned about being humans, we're hyper social, relational.
80%.
80%. We are such relational beings.
Yeah.
We need that to survive.
You have to. Yeah.
Yes, and all different levels, right? We know that, what do they say? You can have at most like eight really, really close friends. Like your mind and body really can't process beyond that.
Okay, well, 8 sounds like too many, but
I
okay.
think that's more like extrovert territory.
Okay.
For our introverts, it's lower.
It
it's
hurts, man. Okay.
Yeah, I can't, honestly, I can't even remember. I
No.
can't imagine. But the beauty of social mapping, though, is to kind of give you a guide about maybe ways that you need to invest some more time to build that up.
Yes.
And especially kind of what we talked about last episode, right, is this core wounds piece and how important that is for human relationships, that we know and understand those things about ourselves. Again, not your fault, your responsibility.
Right.
But a great way to make sure that you are ready to do this work, to really dive in, is to look at your social map.
Okay.
And I do sort of hate the word social map for a couple of reasons, because at first I think we all think social media.
Oh.
Yeah, and this isn't, and social media totally has a place. I think that can be a
Okay.
huge support for people.
Probably. Where would you put it? In participation?
I think I'd probably put it in exchange.
Okay.
I think it's a very low level. I think for a lot of the younger generations that are really like immersed in social media, they keep trying to put it in the intimacy circle, which is your
They're
core.
trying to pull it in closer and really.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's super damaging if you do
Okay.
that.
Gotcha.
It's also societally pressured to be put into the intimacy circle, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors there, but I think it should be an exchange, which is, it can be a support, but it should be one of your farthest out supports.
Okay.
That's, of course, further complicated by the fact that COVID happened, and now almost everything we did for 2 years was virtual. And so we did have to make some societal adjustments.
Yes.
And some positive things came out of that. But what I think is so important about a social map is it's like, how prepped am I to face hard things? Now, whether that be just a surprise trauma, which that just happens, right? Hey, world.
As they do.
Yeah, that's great. Or it's like, hey, I'm ready to buckle down and to do some really hard work and investigation on my life.
Okay.
And my patterns and things like that. And I need to be ready.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really cool exercise. And there's no wrong answers. No wrong answers. All that will come from this is you can be like, dude, that's so cool. I've got a lot in this level, and that's a strength. Oh, this level, maybe I should invest some time into finding places to beef that up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a really... So I think you're right. In a lot of ways, this isn't going to be as heavy of an episode.
It's, for me anyway, what it feels like is it's not going to be like a heavy episode. It wasn't a lot of heavy work for me ahead of time. But I do feel like the aftermath is going to be, and not even heavy, but I do feel like it's going to be some work.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, you'll probably come
it's
with
my
a
turn.
little like, task list.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is also funny.
It's good.
We're kind of doing it together because I'm in a new place, so I also have to rebuild my little social circles.
That's true. Oh.
So it'll be kind of fun.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to talk briefly about the 4 levels.
Okay.
And again, you guys can just go to our Insta and just, it's a very simple graphic.
It's very simple.
Yep.
4 circles.
Yep. And the first one's intimacy. That's like the people that are closest to you.
Yeah.
The next one's your friendships. You've got like your friends, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe they're not like intimate partners, which by the way, I would consider you an intimate partner.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, you and I talk about literally everything.
Yeah, intimate partners doesn't mean like
you're banging.
Mm-hmm. It means like family or people that you have created as your family. I think true family can sometimes not be on the intimate circle.
Oh, yeah, sometimes they don't even make the chart.
No. Like, who are you open? Yeah.
And chosen family is such an absolute gift, right? Oh, it's the most beautiful thing.
So good.
So yes, that's a great point. It can be family, it can be chosen family, and it doesn't have to be someone you're banging.
Right.
I like to keep that clinical term really active.
Banging.
It's
one of my favorite clinical terms. Highlighted it every time it shows up in the DSM. So.
Banging, but with an apostrophe too, not even the ing.
No. What version do you have? So, okay.
Of course, on the flip side, someone you're banging doesn't have to be in your intimacy
circle either.
At all, yeah.
Yeah.
In my case, it totally is.
Yeah.
I definitely, like, Aaron is like, I tell him all my inside thoughts.
But like in your younger single days.
Oh, yeah, no.
Right? Those hookups, they probably shouldn't be in your intimacy circle.
Yeah.
Is that an exchange or participation? I don't know.
Are you paying?
Okay, participation. This just goes to show you how much I know about my social circles.
Oh my god, we're such children.
Because this is an area I struggle in, so.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, so intimacy, okay, then friendship.
Friends, those are like, oh my gosh, classmates, friends, work associates, people you just really enjoy, right? But maybe it's not like the intimacy level, but they're still there, like, you know, like your coworkers that you like are still gonna be there if like you have a pet that passes, or like, you know what I mean?
They're
like,
gonna tell you happy birthday.
Totally, they're gonna give you a hug. They're gonna like, you know, so that's kind of a beautiful thing. Participation. That's like church, sports, bars. Like, where do you feel like you are in it? You know,
okay.
And bars is a stretch because for some people bars is an exchange. But if you have like a cheers, that's like your team. You have a softball team,
like a little community you're a part of. So it's not really a person.
Yeah, it's like a group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that helps. That helps me.
Yeah,
okay.
Like a group. So it's like I think.
I should say that helps me understand. That does not help me fill in my participation level, but it helps me understand. Okay.
Like your
when I
jazzercise.
Yeah.
Jazzercise is one.
Okay.
Let's see. What else am I thinking of? I've done like. I keep wanting to say interpersonal.
Those like intramural
sports.
Yeah.
Recreational soccer. Okay. Church, that's another huge one for people. Church is a big one.
Communities and groups that you participate in.
Yeah, and that have other participants, right? So like...
yeah.
You know, they're not your intimate partners.
Group of one. Okay.
Yeah. Like your craft groups.
Okay.
Ooh, you know what I might join here? Because I have no participation.
There you go.
Is a rock finding group, which I know sounds like the oldest old person thing I've ever said. Oh my god, I wish you guys, we have to record because your face is money right now.
Okay, but do you, so I think my face is money because I was trying to hide how wonderful that actually sounds and how much I would want to go look for rocks with old people.
Oh my god.
I actually think that sounds amazing.
Dude, and the rocks here are gorgeous. There's like quartz and fucking everything. It's so pretty. We went on a hike and I was like, literally holding like tons of rocks on the way down, which is really cool because we're not like moving them from like a national park or anything. They like
they're just everywhere. Okay.
They're gonna be just like here. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm shipping them out or anything, but it's like so beautiful. Like I can't even describe how gorgeous they are.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh my God, I would do this.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up, and there's like a rock society, and they go out on Saturdays. And like, I'm just imagining me in my like Indiana Jones hat.
Yeah.
My God.
I geocached with Blair's mom once. That was like the most fun I've had. And it was.
Maybe
I should start a geocaching group. Okay.
What's a
No. Geocaching is not rocks. People
where they hide stuff.
The little things everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I was like, whoa. I want to find a geode. That's what I want. And I want to get like a rock cutter.
Yeah.
And just fucking have like geodes all over the house.
My grandpa used to have all that rock stuff.
Oh my God. That's my fantasy life. Anyway, that's a great participation thing. Community groups you meet up with.
Yeah.
Any support groups, participants, that's another great one. Like if you have a kiddo with autism, they have autism support groups. People are coming, they're participating together. It's a huge support.
Okay.
You run ALS groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is that for people diagnosed?
But that's working.
No, I know. That's not social support for you, but for the people that
come. Oh, for them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and or family, friends.
Exactly.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Gosh, let's think. I mean, you can get pretty creative, right? All of this is pretty self-defined.
But it's making more sense to me now that it's not... I don't put people in that category.
No.
I put groups and places and... Okay.
And there's a certain level of consistency, right? Yeah. So it's like, even when shit goes bad, sometimes, like, if something bad happens to you, not everybody just wants to sit at home, right?
Right, so you go participate in that. And whether they know it was a bad day or you share that with them, and it's just a different level of support.
Yes, okay. And it's your call.
Okay.
That kind of helps in so many processes, right? Like, because everyone grieves different.
Yeah.
Some people want to tell you everything.
Okay.
Even if you're, like, in the participation category. And you know what? If that's how you grieve, fucking do it. Yeah. Right? No, never let someone tell you how to grieve. Grieve the way you need to grieve. Yeah. As long as you're not hurting anybody, obviously. But you have the power to divulge levels of your life to this group. Yeah. But they will be there, consistent, and you will have social interaction.
So, I think intimacy I get, right? And all the normal people are there, right? Mm-hmm. Jeremy, you, a handful of other friends.
Love it. Amanda, probably,
Yeah. And friendships I get, right? Coworkers, you have more acquaintance type friends. Like, I feel like I'm okay in
husband or wife.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I do okay in those levels.
Yeah.
Participation, for me, one, you helped clarify it, but two, and I think this is where I struggle, is that, and whether it's me or the way people are, like, attracted to me, is, like, everything just seems so, like, intense and so strong. And, like, I get hesitant to join groups because it's, like, people like to share everything with me, and I tend to jump in 100%, and at least I think... Like, I don't have the capacity to try to be...
that's fair.
...friends with these 10 people in this book club.
Yeah.
Because I've been invited to book clubs, and I think I even would like a book club.
Yeah.
But the thought of trying to meet that many more people's needs...
Yeah, I hear you.
So I think that's why I've always struggled with participation level and finding those sorts of groups. But I do see... if it could be more surface, how beneficial they would be.
You know, and there are a couple of ideas I have, because I think you're 100% right. You are an exceptionally genuine human. So if someone reaches out to you, you are going to meet that need, right? Yeah. Like that, and that is a really beautiful human quality.
Yeah. Well, and you've seen it in action.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people just dump it. I mean, I say hello, and I get all of it from someone.
It's kind of a superpower.
It's weird.
Here are some ideas. And the first one's probably the most blaring obvious. Is you're going to have to draw personal boundaries with people.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it like, hey, I don't want to hear your life story. But if someone, you can feel it kind of going that way, you can do small social cues. Like, say you're at a bar... we're at a party, there's like 6 people, And I've seen it happen. Someone just hones in. They can see you.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah. You can be like, oh my gosh, that's nuts. And then be like, oh, hey, hold on, I gotta go do something. And you know what I mean? You can give those social cues.
Remove myself.
Yeah. Give yourself a break. It's going to be super hard for you. But it is a great skill to have. So that's the first one I think of.
Yeah.
The second thing that might make participation easier for you is pick something that's got like a high level of activity. So like jazzercise. No one is going to jazzercise with you, make eyes with you, and tell you their life story. Book clubs are kind of an intimate thing. I think that and I want you to be a part of a book club if that's what you want. You do you. But that might be like prime, like people are going to like, oh, she's going to listen to me. Yeah. So, or like, like bowling, like where there's an activity where it's going to break up those conversations.
Gotcha.
Might help a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just like spitballing ideas at this point.
Actually, really, no, I appreciate that, and I actually really agree.
Yeah.
Because I do love the idea of having like a thing or a group or a place that is fun and I enjoy, but does not have what feels like work to me, right? That there's not this like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So it's easier to just sit at home because I know no one's going to talk to me there, right?
Oh, it's so healing.
So like I can just not, which is good, and I'm doing more of that, and I think that's definitely needed.
Yeah.
But I do see where I could probably use a little more of that level of support.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were at a bar last night, and there was this group of ladies. I already told you this, but I'm telling this to listeners. And they were having the best time. They're clearly on some kind of team, right? Matching jerseys, adorable. Like, it's clearly a sport, right? Because most of them have, like, their hair tied back.
Okay.
And they obviously had come from a game. It was about, like, 8 o'clock. So I saw one of them in line, and I was like, dude, what are you guys? This looks like...
Yeah, this looks amazing.
Yeah, he's so adorable. And they're on a softball team, a 40 and over softball team, which, by the way... The second I'm 40, I'm joining.
So close.
And I was like, oh man, my husband and I couldn't tell. And I was like, you guys look like you're having so much fun. And they're like, yeah, we just lost too. And it was just so awesome. Like, you know, because like, even that level of social experience, right?
Yeah.
You lose, you win. You're celebrating. Like, we have underestimated that value, like, of that 80%, so much. And the other thing is, like, relationships, like interpersonal ones, intimacy ones, come and go. And I don't mean to say that but like people die.
Right.
You know, like, and so having that level of consistency and support, no matter what's happening or friends will like fight you. You know what I mean? Not like fight you physically, but like you'll get in a fight with your friends.
Because you share so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, oh man, there's a million reasons friendship fails. And it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Like, we also undervalue how difficult it is friendship.
And also, I wouldn't say fail.
Yeah. Part.
Yeah. I mean, they come and go.
The relationship dissolves.
Okay.
So the more security you have in every level, the more secure you are in your existence. Which I think is super hard for our Western independent lens, right? Like, we're cowboys, we're gonna make it. No.
All I need is me and hard work.
Yeah. And my boots.
And my boots.
And my whiskey.
Pull them up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, that's definitely work.
Right?
We know that's definitely.
And then when you do your work and you find out not everyone's got boots. You're like, oh shit.
Oh fuck.
No. They don't got none.
And they have no
it's
access.
Not that they're not pulling up their boots by the straps. They don't have any.
And no access to boots?
No way to get boots.
Oh. Interesting.
Mind blown. Mind blown.
But like, can't they just go buy them?
No. They ain't got no money.
Oh
no one give them a job.
I love that so much. I have not heard that analogy before, and then you realize people just don't have boots. It's very funny.
It is funny, but also
real.
That was my very first year of getting our master's.
Yeah.
And I was naive, and I didn't know, and that really did blow my mind.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And wrecked me for a while. It was not presented super nicely in that class, and there's some trauma around it. But it's true. But it's true, and
Yeah.
it really does completely switch your...
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. That's another episode.
But a great nugget, too. Little nuggets in these. Okay. We've talked
and
about...
I love the idea of a group that... I think for me it would be more of like, I get to step out of the grind.
Yes. Love that. Yep.
You know?
Yep. And
okay.
you can even, like, once you find yourself giving any level of emotional advice, you don't have to do that.
Right.
You know, this is something people are coming to participate in.
Right.
You are not responsible for their well-being.
Bam.
I mean, obviously, don't be a huge turd.
No.
Right?
Be a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, but team sports are
can
fun.
do that. I can be a nice person.
Of course, you are like the nicest person.
Wow.
You almost like need to be like a little more mean.
No.
Just a little
What's
bit.
exchange? What's the exchange level? What's the next level, Annie?
Oh, good deflection.
Okay.
I don't want to get into that anymore, Annie. Let's just go. Exchange is like, let's say, oh, you have a barber you really like. I don't know why he's a barber, because neither you or I go to a barber.
No, but...
You got a nail tech you really like. So that's like, this is an exchange of goods, right? But it's a consistent one you know exists. You're really happy with the product, and you know what to expect. What we don't talk about a lot, and I think we referenced this in the first time we did this, is how consistent social interactions lead to stability.
Okay.
Even if you have a favorite grocery store, you know where everything's at.
Oh.
We need to probably do an episode on the cost of difference.
Okay.
So that is like it's really important for people to understand that. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys, I just want you to know there's a piece of paper right next to the microphone, and Susan's trying so
very
hard.
quietly trying to write that down. But yes, okay.
Oh my gosh, this is probably the greatest thing I've ever
I'm doing it so quietly, I hope you can't hear, listeners.
This brings me so much joy right now.
With the most ridiculous giant pen, also.
I love that pen. It lights up.
What?
I did. I don't think it doesn't.
Oh, that makes me sad.
You guys, my middle name is Valentine, and so I love anything with a heart on it. It's a huge sparkly pen with a heart on it.
It's wonderful and magical. So, like you were saying, so the bar could be exchange because you really are going there
Yep.
for a service.
Oh, maybe a good distinction, yes. But if you have a pool league that meets there,
okay,
bam.
Gotcha.
Even an informal, you know all your friends on Tuesday night, or you have a group of friends that meet every Monday night. I used to have a Monday crew.
Okay.
When I worked in the service industry, and it was so funny. I was explaining to someone like SIN nights, service industry nights at bars, which are like, you know, no one goes out to a bar usually Sunday night, Monday night, or Tuesday night. So a lot of bars will have service industry nights.
Okay.
Because like, you know, usual staff in a bar will be like 10 on a Friday night. That same bar on a Sunday night will have like one person.
Okay.
You know, I'm exaggerating, but so all those people have it off, and so other bars with the service industry, usually it's like dirt cheap drinks.
Oh.
Yeah, and you hang out with all the people that do what you do.
Okay.
So it's actually a wonderful community. And so like, you know, things like that, that's when a bar can be more of participation.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, exchange, if you've got a consistent bar you know you can just go to, get the drink you like, the atmosphere is going to be good.
Your barista.
Oh, totally. Coffee shops are a huge one.
Okay.
You've got a great, consistent, oh man, you know you'll get the Americana you just love. Like, grocery stores are a huge one. You know where everything's at, in and out. You know some of the cashiers. You feel safe there.
Yes.
It's a fast trip, you know, like.
I feel, is it weird that I feel like I have that level covered, but not participation? Like, is it weird that I'm just missing a random level?
Not at all. Because I think, so I think they, as you go from the out and work your way in, they become more difficult.
Oh.
So it's super normal for people to probably have, unless you move around a lot. And that's the other thing where I need to talk about the cost of difference. Like, if you move a lot, having that outer layer, just even that outer layer is difficult, right?
Yeah, to maintain.
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Why is every Safeway, Fred Meyer's, they're not even called Fred Meyer's, Kroger, Smith's.
Are they Kroger here?
They're Smith's here.
Oh.
Kroger, yeah.
Anyway.
But none of it's consistent. You can't find shit. It's a wild ride.
Right.
Anyway.
That's why I'll get so grouchy even in our regular ones when they move stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they're throwing our exchange circle.
Even tiny little changes like that have a cost on a human capacity.
Gotcha.
So like having any layers of consistency, I mean, it goes back to even like parenting a kid, right?
Yeah.
Routine and consistency are so helpful. Same as true with adults.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't need as rigorous of a routine as kids. Like, we can have some spontaneity, but routine's huge for mental health. Like, so, and then, so that is, I will say also the participation level. If you didn't grow up in a family and a culture that valued that or promoted that, it's somewhat difficult to build.
Okay, so and that was just you saying that kind of. So I was a latchkey kid, and if you haven't heard that term before, that means that you come home after school to an empty home, right? Yeah. Which, again, I'm not saying is a bad thing by any means. Both my parents needed to work. Yeah. There wasn't anyone at home. But we never got to participate in any sports because there was no one to take us to practice. We couldn't do that.
Yeah. It's also expensive.
And it's very, and that's the other thing. So I wonder if there's not some of that that's like you just I didn't grow up with that. So it's like a foreign concept to like participate in a group like that.
Absolutely.
Because it seems unnecessary or too costly or...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're going to love team sports.
Okay.
I cannot... My vote is that the first thing you choose for participation is some like kickball league or something.
Amanda's in one right now. She asked me to join.
Susan!
But it's so far away and it's late at night. They don't even play till 8 o'clock.
I know. That is a legitimate hard part. Because some of my soccer games would be at like 9:10 starting time. And then, of course, you're like totally riled up, right? Like, you don't run for an hour and then they're like, ooh, I'm going to go to bed. You know, like, that's not how that works. So, but man, if maybe you can you can try this. Sometimes they need like alternate or substitutes, like when people are sick. So maybe you can be like on a call-in basis and just try it.
Yeah. Because
team sports are so fucking awesome. Like, and you're right. Of course it's weird and you don't know how to do it because it wasn't modeled for you.
Right.
Yeah, like, that totally checks out. And if you're listening to this and you're like, I've never done because a lot of people were latchkey kids, right? That's really
I think it's fairly common. I think it still is.
Yeah. Yes, it totally still is. It's but
I think youth sports have evolved to make a better effort at changing times to catch those.
Yeah, but you still have to have money.
You do.
And that's what sucks. Problem and drawback to participation is it always comes with a price tag.
Right.
Unless it's like some free community groups. Mm-hmm. But even then, you got to get there. You have to, you know what I mean?
Right. The cost of getting there, the time that it takes. Yeah.
And that you're not working. So, like, there
100%.
Is always a cost tag.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And with exchange, too. Like, not everyone can afford, like, their $7 coffee and, So, so that's the hard thing about social existing on every level.
Yeah.
Is that, money is hard for me to talk about, and I wish it didn't exist, and it totally exists. So, you know
and
what I mean?
It is a thing.
It's absolutely a thing. And like,
and there are some things that aren't in our and that's something we can't change, right? Exactly. That is not.
Yeah.
That it just is what it is.
Yes. Oh. Yes. Yeah. Which is, of course, difficult to hear as social workers. Yeah. But the truth is, they've done studies. Like, this was a study, I think, over 10 years ago, that money actually can buy happiness. So it's about when you make $80,000, and this is 10 years ago. Each person making $80,000 is enough for a person to be happy. You've got enough to frivolously spend.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, those pieces. So money is a thing.
Yeah.
And definitely the two outer layers come with a pretty significant price tag.
Yeah. Okay. Good point.
Yeah, but exchange is great. Mm-hmm. They all take time. That's
if you've got enough chutzpah, I would think you could maybe create your own participation thing.
Oh yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean?
Maybe like a neighborhood.
Knitting. I'm just thinking like we used to do drinks in the driveway in my old neighborhood.
That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Just when it was nice outside.
You just
you
like
saw someone bring their chair out. that's how it started, but then
Yeah.
it turned into we text kids, drinks in the driveway night. And everyone brings their chair and their own drink, and we all just
I love that.
chat.
That might be the cutest.
Start it.
I'm gonna try, actually. I'm gonna try. We're gonna do a housewarming in October, like a loosely Halloween themed, come hang out, see the house.
Okay.
I just want to let people know we are totally open, you know, like,
Yeah.
come hang out. Like, I've met a bunch of the neighbors. They're really amazing humans.
Would you put neighbors in the participate because you're in a neighborhood together? You're sharing this
Oh, I
quote
think,
unquote. Some of them may jump into friend,
yeah.
but in general, living in a neighborhood could be a participation. Oh, and now I've moved out to the middle of nowhere. Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe like it could be participation if like you're all on the HOA. It's something
Right.
that you guys do
Right.
together,
Yeah.
scheduled.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think. Yeah, I don't think necessarily like a neighborhood is participation. But if you're like hanging out,
Until it's garbage night, and you all take your garbage out together. So
that's true. We have a really sweet neighbor who brings ours back as soon as, cause like he's retired, you know.
Aww.
As soon as the truck comes, he like rolls it up to the top of our driveway.
Well, I think we should all make neighborhoods participation levels. Okay.
Well, I think you really have done that, right? You really created a community with drinks.
I
in the
did.
driveway.
Oh yeah.
I
Now
love
it'd
that.
just be me
Yeah, join you.
with the dust from all the cars going by.
I
Because
love
I don't
that.
have neighbors.
That is so awesome. She really doesn't, but good lord, you live in a gorgeous place. Okay, so those are the levels.
Okay.
I feel like you're actually doing really well. I think it's
Better than I thought.
Yeah.
It's that participation piece that I really need to work on.
It's hard.
I thought it was worse, but it's not. It's just the participation level.
You have tons of friends. You have a great interpersonal, like intimate partner.
Mm-hmm.
And you hadn't had anything participation level modeled for you, which, knowing your spirit, you were going to love ridiculous. I feel like a kickball league you will love.
We'll see.
Because you can, like, I mean, the ladies I saw that I can't wait to join them, I've got a year, they had, like, glitter on their face for their outfits.
Yeah.
Like, they were having a blast. And they lost, and they were all drinking together and laughing, and I was like, that looks so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
I also want to point out you get to decide where people fall in your circles.
Oh, heck yes.
Because not everyone in your family gets to be in your intimate or even friendship circle.
Yes.
They may be the participate, your family may be that group you participate with.
Oh, you know what was that thing we talked about last time too? That's a good thing to know. Is you were like, could you be in someone's intimacy circle, but they not be in yours?
Right.
And I had said,
I think you said
sure, but I'm
but probably not.
highly caution that,
Yeah.
right? Because intimacy should be a two-way street. Like, that's a highly invested in relationship, and again, you're choosing who you put in that circle. So I would look for reciprocity as part of that relationship.
Okay.
So, and that's a high caution from clinical social work, Annie.
Okay.
So it can happen, but I think it's going to lead to a great amount of imbalance, and probably why you're so stressed out, because you're in a lot of different people's intimate circles.
Yes.
And they're not in yours, which is why you feel stressed super thin.
Yes.
So that's my caution on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like family could be a participation group?
I mean,
if it's family that
sure.
you're not close to,
yeah, I think huge.
Like we all
families,
care about each other and we share this thing in common, and we see you during these holiday special times.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, that's like my fantasy life is a big mob family where you're like all super cool, but you like have like all these billions of cousins.
Okay.
I didn't marry into that family, and it's not my culture.
Okay,
but
so you know,
you can dream. # you can dream. No, I'm being very silly, but yes, of course, that's a great point. Or like chosen family. I mean. Sororities, fraternities, things like that are great examples of participation.
Yeah.
I mean, social circles don't always.
Okay.
They're not always positive. But.
Well, I mean, stay tuned for updates. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Yeah. This is gonna take some like brainstorming, some listing, some trying of different things, but I'm kind of excited, I think, to grow my participation level.
Yeah. And I'll keep everybody posted too, because the move is new. So really, I have some of my same friends. My intimate partner circle is the same.
Yeah,
that'll never change. That is like solidified for me. And but my other two levels, like my participation and exchange, are what I'm really figuring those out from scratch.
And not only which that was going to be my point, is that you had those already, and now they're gone. So it's like to me that adds another level. Because you like have this thing to compare it to, where I don't feel like I have anything to try and live up to in the participation level. So I wonder if that might add a little level for you.
I had, in my exchange, I had everything dialed in.
Yeah.
I had the best pedicure spa.
Yeah.
I loved it there so much. Fred Meyer's, I knew where everything was. I had the best pub ever. Like, walkable distance from the house. Knew the staff. In fact, the staff have come out to Vegas. We've hung out. Like, loved it. So now I have to really, but it'll happen. Time.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
But it is, again, the cost of difference is a thing.
Yeah.
And of course, we know, this is my plug, we know with low income, the changes are a lot higher with therapists, with doctors. So take that into account when you see someone dysregulated that maybe you perceive to be lower income. There's a cost there. Like, and societally, that's a big deal. Yeah. So just keep that in the back of your mind.
Plant that little seed in there, okay?
Yeah.
Let that grow into some kindness and empathy.
And maybe some social advocacy. That's what I'm saying. Just start that.
Now you're blooming. Now you're producing fruit.
You're making oranges.
Woo!
And I'm going to take those and put it in vodka.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of.
Well, I think that wraps.
Yeah. Yes.
Gosh.
I'm excited.
I'm stoked. I hope you guys learned something and can kind of explore your levels. And also, I just love hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With each other and with you guys.
Yeah.
I love you.
This is a great day.
Yeah.
Okay. We will see you next time. And thank you for hanging out.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.